everyone who's popped in the first second, which I doubt that so much. I really do doubt people are popping immediately, but if anyone's lucky enough, hello. And obviously when I get the YouTube thingness, if anyone's watching this back on YouTube, hello, because you will watch the first 10 seconds. Well, I hope you have. If you haven't watched the first 10 seconds of the YouTube, watch it on YouTube. I don't know what you do in your life, just pressing L constantly. Okay, let me just get the stream on my phone so I can view chat in another place, which isn't my laptop. Let me load Age of Empires. Let me mute myself on my phone so I don't hear it twice, but then with a 10-second delay. So. Streaming. What are we doing? What are we doing today? What are we doing? We are doing some casting of Superdraft again. Unfortunately, well, the ones I wanted to cast haven't happened yet, or may not happen, due to admins and what have you. So I'm going to be changing things up a little bit, and I will be doing something that Emu is going to be very happy with. I'll be casting Emu's match versus Aoehostage in round 3 of the Swiss. Hello, Hopsy. I will... Hello. Good luck. Because obviously you can't hear me, so I'll write it in chat. What's the mock exam in? I would never write that. You're not going to hear me, but good luck whatever it is with your mock exam. October, weird time to do mock exams, but there you go. So we're doing Emu versus Aoehostage. I think I've casted Aoehostage before. I wanted to cast Emu. I was going to cast Emu in a 4th round match, but they say like this one's better, so we're doing this one instead. So let's load Capture Age up. Let's get things ready and raring. Okay. Yeah, sorry, I'm just confused what I'm doing. So Aoehostage. Let's look at this. Let's look at some map drafts first. Aoehostage picked Land Madness as their home map. Emu's picked Northern Isles. That's going to be fun. And the neutral is Le Grand Fossé, that'd be interesting. No one really loved Le Grand Fossé. It's never really someone's jump out favourite. So having someone, and probably for good reasons to be honest, because that means they'd be really OP at it. If they like the Grand Fossé, they make, oh my god, I want to play it, I had the best strat for it. But having it neutral might make the game very interesting, very balanced, and hope that it won't be too overwhelming. Well, I use like, you know what I mean. So this is Group 6, the second highest group in the tournament. Yep, civs exist. I'll go to the civs when I get things loaded. I have the civ draft in front of me. I have things in front of me. Let me load the game. Let me get started. Let's get started with this. Replays. Emu versus Aoehostage Game 1. Spectate with Capture Age. Close my eyes and press F3 to pause. That's why I try not to spoil myself. I want to make myself can't really see anything. Luckily I can see my computer. Whilst I can see whilst I have things going, so I can see if I'm able to change tabs quite easily. So what do we have here? We have Le Grand Fossé. Let's look at the civs. Aoehostage civs: Japanese, Persians, Italians, Malians, Magyar, Burmese, Malay. I mean, there's a good mix. So it's like good cavalry, some good strong cavalry open civs like Magyars. and I guess Persians and Italians to an extent. There's like good man-at-arms civs, Japanese, Malians, Burmese, Malay, probably low on the draft. Probably didn't have a. This is Aoehostage, by the way. Probably low on the draft. Didn't when the first picks. Let's just say that. But Malay has its chance on any sort of water map. Well, there's a couple. There's Low Tide. There's Northern Isles. Malay has a chance. And then Burmese is Burmese. They can do something somewhere. I played the Burmese campaign. I don't really remember any of it at all. I know that one of them is they had to do some conversions in the final scenario, and that's when I first faced. It just after DLC came out, so I was able to face Bengalis, and I was able to convert Rathas despite having not bought the DLC. I was like, I've got Ratha. I can now play as them. I can pretend I'm Bengali for a second. Okay, so on the Grand Forsaken, Japanese are such a strong civ. They're the top. They're hostages. I just call them hostage. Hostages for favourite civ. And they're going to do good business. Grand Forsaken is very aggressive very early on, potentially with lots of man-at-arms archer tower play. So considering that Japanese was shot for the man-at-arms stuff, Persians could technically douche, but it's difficult because it's a closed map. You can't douche usually. Malians, they're much better infantry-wise late game because the plus extra armor that's in Feudal, Castle, and Imperial Age, plus 1 extra on Pierce armor. There's not the best advantage in the world in Feudal. It does pick up, obviously, at every age. Italians, good archer civ. Archer's always useful in this map. Also with the cheaper up times, cheaper aging up, which means quicker up times. Can be quite useful to get an early advantage, early castle, potentially castle drop. Castle drop's also very key on this map. So thinking like Japanese, Italians, potentially Malians. Emu civs. Teutons, Spanish, Mongols, Dravidians, Khmer, Cumans, Bengalis. Bengalis is obviously Emu's bottom of the road pick, so I don't see them coming. Sorry, if I cough, I'm still a bit ill. So sorry if it's loud or anything. So Teutons. Emu loves their Teutons. They might save them for a different map. Might save them for their home map, which is Land Madness. It's Northern Isle, sorry. Or may even same for Aoehostage home map and Land Madness. Teutons is such a strong civ. Yep, sorry, I've lost the draft. Yeah, Teutons are such a strong civ for those ones, and might think of for a more open style. Same with Mongols, it's very open. That's the best Land Madness civ in existence. Well, before the DLCs anyway. Hello, King Boo. Bear. There's so many bears. Yes, but bear with. I was going to have a clip of Tilly from Miranda, because she says bear with if you ever watch Miranda. I know some people have very strong opinions about Miranda, but it is very silly, brainless fun. But yeah, that's where it comes from. But I didn't want to accidentally get copyright strike by the BBC or something like that if I were to take stills from Miranda. Oh, accountancy. Okay, I was a bit confused, like why are you taking mock exams in October? Yeah, okay, not school related. So think about civs, a bit of a diversion. Yeah, Mongols, such a good Land Madness civ. Khmer, I might see Khmer. I've been stomped by Khmer on the Grand Forsaken, so Khmer, I definitely could see that happening. I don't think I'm sure King Boom is if they're around. Oh, good. You think it's quite funny. Yeah, it's very funny. People say it's like, oh my god, it's so brainless, but that's the point of something. Sometimes you don't want a brain. Sometimes you don't want to have to use your brain. So yeah, any ideas, Boo? I mean, you're far more experienced in some aspects. Do you rate Khmer on Grand Forsaken? I got stomped by it, so I have to unfortunately I know you like your piles on Grand Forsaken, but yeah, I think Khmer have a strong fast castle into siege. Pain. Cumans also can have that feudal siege workshop. It's not the most common thing in the world because it's such an investment to get the blacksmith and the siege workshop. Then rams, so it's an option, but for Cuman, but it's a bit. I don't think it will work at this elo. So let's get on. Let's reveal the reveal. Yeah, I just can't see what Emu's like favourite Grand Facet civs are. There's nothing like jumps out at me from my very limited knowledge of it. So let's reveal some civs. Oh, Emu has gone hard for their first thing. I mean, it's always good to try and win the very first match, because that sets the tone. That means you need to win your home map and win. So going Teutons, their favourite civ first, could be strong. Good towers, to be honest, but there isn't much stone. The thing, for doesn't start with much stone, you start just with enough. If you start with 700 stones, that's safe. And there's loads of risky stone you can delve out for. But starting with 700 stone, if you're having to do a lot of tower wars, you end up running out of stone quite quickly. Too quickly, they might be able to drop a castle, might be able to get away with a couple of TCs, well, one TC, maybe not two. Aoehostage has gone for their top civ Japanese, so it's a battle of the top civs, battle of the faves. Apparently AoE2's got a scout mod. I wonder if that's the Age of Empires 1 scout mod, which gives you, yeah, the Age of Empires 1 scout. We'll see what it is. Because that's what T90's been suffering through that at some point due to the newish patch reset some mods, and I think everyone downloaded the AoE1 Scout mod, and maybe that takes priority, and they keep going to turn it off when they re-enable their mods. So with the scouts are fighting each other, will they get a hit? We will get a hit, and Aoehostage gets the first strike, but Emu's got a Vil, so Emu will win this fight, and Hostage rightly runs away and gets very scared what this Vil's going to do. Potentially, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Japanese send a Vil back to do some. Oh, it's for laming, of course, laming. Why wouldn't you not lame? It's a long way to walk to lame when the scout is able to do it, but obviously now the scouts are a bit weak, wandering quite far. We keep an eye on this Vil for now and the scouts, and that's because that's important. I'll think about how people eco doing later. But yeah, to lame the boar is tough. Emu has gone early loom. Okay, warning in the boar works too, to be honest. Warning. Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry. Warning your Vil to. I remember that's a thing that people can do. Yeah, you can do that. You can just get all the fences around, start shooting the boar. It doesn't attack you, even though they've gone loom. I guess to protect the Vil when they run out from the scout. But this is cheeky play by Emu. Very cheeky. This ball will go down. I mean, you could, yeah, now you definitely can see it. Thing is, it's the camera's just in the way. It is. Yeah, I can't actually click on the ball. The tree's perfectly in front of it, but it was killed by a villager, which means the villager is able food. So if Hostage wants to eventually, they can take only 10 food. You can take 30 food from a boss. I'm not sure why they're not bothering taking a bit more, but yeah, if need be, a Hostage can take some more. Oh, that was lovely quick rolling. Quick rolling we can all be jealous of. I'm not sure why. Hostage can easily take some more. So take some food from it, just so it'll be a bit of a trek, but it won't be the worst waste in the universe. So we've seen a lame thing, but Hostage has stolen the boar. So the first one worked, second one not worked so well, and even better that the boar's a bit weaker, so it's easier to kill. So in that time, yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, walling in the boar now, so they can't get any more food. I feel like you could still take a bit more food. You're not limited to 10 on board. You can take 35. I think Vils can take for a boar. So I'm not sure. Probably might worth get your full worth from that before warring it up. Okay, Emu's luring their own boars. I think it's all of them. No, there's one more. So lure 2 boars themselves. Yep. Yep. Emu built a wall around it. Yeah. Didn't take all the food, but I guess that Bill's not coming home anytime soon. Waiting to build a barracks potentially, or just going home. In that, obviously, Emu's had more idle eco, but obviously that's where, yes, laming an entire boar is far worth it. You just have about enough food with all the berries, boars, and fish and sheep to do quite a nice, fast castle. I think that's what the resources are, so you can do a nice, good castle build. With all that food, you have to go into farms. Both players are milling the fish first, that's standard. I always recommend going the fish first because There is a chance that if you don't lane get the fish first, if someone's put a tower, they can just tower your own fish from their own base, and it makes it difficult to get your fish. I recommend getting the fish first. Obviously, it's quicker as well. Emu's had a bit of trouble trying to get this boar in. It's mistiming with the veil, but gets it in the end. The scout did a wander. So hostages is worked out what's happening. Lumber camp in the back, no different to them. Feel probably a bit early to get some more knowledge. I feel like it's come back and see if they're on any other resource. I don't think either player can see if stone's been taken. If anyone could, it's Emu, because the stone is starting closer, so it'd be always interesting to see if they start going on stone. But I think Emu is the one to go on stone first for Teutons. I think Japanese towers build up. They get stronger and stronger because they get Yasuma Castle as a unique tech. It's more of a Japanese towers end up being really good, but Teuton towers start off being really good. So I think Japanese, if there's any tower wars, Japanese will be counter towering. That's my views of it anyway. This boar is still decaying. I still can't click it because the tree is just right away, and alt clicking through something doesn't work on Capture Age, which is a shame. Is there a ball on the floor which I can double click to see? Nope, I just got eaten just as I was about to do it. That's a shame. Anyway, feudals in for hostage first. Very nice and clean. Made use of the better vills, better eco there, less idle TC, less idle working. Get a nice efficient man at arms play in a good decent time while Emu's been faffing around with trying to lame and trying to escape death. Emu wasn't able to wall either, so this is some good damage from hostage. Man at arms in. Japanese man at arms attack far quicker. I mean, you could keep going around attacking the lumber camps. A bit of a haha, we're here, deal with it. Although they probably could definitely see, but you do give. I mean, it's forcing Emu to repair this lumber camp, because losing lumber camp is going to be very annoying. Yep, and Emu rightly walls in at a good time. I'm not sure what hostage can go for. Maybe the gate, maybe the gate just to scare things a bit. I know the TC is defending a lot of the resources, but this lumber camp event, I think Emu has enough lumberjacks which could be working, and enough time to just keep repairing this up, and then just keep going well, and it'll just be wasting hostage's time, whilst Emu makes a response. But hostage has got archers up. Archery range is on the way. Archers round somewhere. Let's see. Oh, okay, they're just in queue. now they're being produced and they're making their way to the front. So man at arms archers, standard at this sort of elo for just a standard play. Man at arms are engaging each other. The scout's gone down for hostage, which is unfortunate. One man at arms gone down. The hostages man at arms definitely having more difficulty pathing than attacking. Despite attacking faster, they're just not doing as much. That was really ineffective, their army, and Emu clears. Now these archers are a bit sort of stuck. That's one archer is probably not enough. Probably be able to kill that scout. However low HP it's got, I think one archer just dies to that. So needs a bit of a bounce. No one on stone yet, so Boo is wrong with their analysis of a tower fest. No one's gone on stone yet. Obviously, it could change. But I think Emu's had to react. Emu had to go on the defensive because he got later defeated. The offense in the Dark Age with the lame, so defensive in Feudal Age, and so unable to do aggressive forward towers. Emu's found some villas building. The man at arms is going to keep going, but I think three villas is probably enough, and these villas can just hide behind. Bit unfortunate they walked around the house to try and place the foundation rather than. Okay, with the archers not able to defend here, but more on the queue, and this one archer should be able to fend off those men at arms with the help of some vills. Yep. A vill meets shield. Archers, yep. Well, archer goes. Fletching's in, so these archers are going to do a lot of damage. Wezzle. And now these archers at the top are also getting some damage. This lumberjack not reacting, walking straight into death. Like, I've had enough being a lumberjack. It's too risky. I want out of this world. Gets a veil kill. Skirms come out. These archers don't care about these skirms yet. For now, got another veil pick. Okay, now they're running away. Seeing that skirm numbers could rocket up. But getting 3 kills on these lumberjacks. It says that. Oh yeah, straggler trees probably again. Oh yeah, straggler trees. But Emu doesn't have access to easy wood. whereas Hostages pretty much walled all the useful plays. Second lumber camp. I mean, you know that Archer Sturm's in play, so I think you have to assume that Archers are also in play. So it's a bit of an oversight not to like wall this in, expecting the scams to come round if they do come round, and also potentially Emu to make their own archers. I think it's probably safer to wall this first, but to try to find. I think the archers probably, if you do that, you lock your entire base down. So if any archers made here, they'll like have to go round and stuff. Hostages, clearing out the scout. Not okay. Oh, just reacts in time to save it. I think auto scout might be the way for Horde, but I think it's gonna die. Surrounded, but that's good information at the end to work out that there's a good chunk of archers that's still being produced. Hostage is definitely thinking of some more feudal archers play. Definitely assigned to Emu to make more skirms. Both players close to Castle Age. Hostage is closer to feudal, closer to castle. And if they had a market, it could probably buy their way up. But I think naturally it's going to be fine too. You got the burn, got the blacksmith. Emu is not great. Getting the eco upgrades as a priority. Getting those cheap Teuton farms of horse collar. Going to be some nice farming eco going to it. Obviously, Japanese get the nice eco bonus of cheaper eco buildings, so cheaper mills, cheaper lumber camps, cheaper miner camps. So I think Hostage has been very efficient with their wood here. That's probably why they were able to get to feudal age earlier as well. Just to have that. Just don't spend half the wood. Well, it's only 50 wood. Yeah, don't you have? That's one less villager on wood you need almost, pretty much. But yeah, Castle Age is coming into Hostage. Emu's got the market. It's buying their way up. Can't afford to buy their way up yet. Staying stone. Didn't want to send both the stone. Didn't have to send both the stone in the end. But you're always thinking, oh, I sort of want 2 TCs, but I think one's going to be the deal for now. 10 Japanese archers. Japanese don't have like any they don't excel in archers. Obviously they get like full upgrades. I think pretty much. That's how they can be quite good. But there are no extra specific civ bonuses for their archers. I think they're fully upgraded archers. Let's have a look. See. Yeah, fully upgraded archers. So yeah, they get fully upgraded archers, but yeah, that's it. But that's probably all you need, to be honest. Gates coming down. 7 scums is enough if they were in the right position. But I mean, if this gate goes down, I mean, I think pretty much the emu's eco is safe. It's like emu's eco. What's emu's eco? Emu's eco is safe pretty much from any archer attack, but from archers anyway. Now crossbow and bodkin comes in, that becomes a different story entirely. So emu's going for stable units. Can't really afford knights, not with that gold eco. Going for bloodlines. We might be able to get like a 1 knight by the time to get up to Castle Age. But I've meant this many crossbow, it's not good. It's not looking good indeed. Those walls. Like what's purple in the back of the base? It's just those walls. Okay, 1 vill goes down. That's the 3rd vill kill. Hostage hasn't even lost a vill yet, but it is almost tied on vills at the moment. But there's a lot of idle vills in the TC. Emu's on 26 minutes of idle eco. Oh, that's a nice TC fire. Teutons can garrison with more arrows in their TCs, so that's a lot of damage, which Hostage doesn't really want to be taking. That's 303 health. Started with what 14 crossbows max health. That's a big hit. That's a lot. That's like 200 HP gone just from the TC. 100 and then the deaths. But Japanese are doing some nice eco transitions. How much can Hostage? Okay, he can technically see that, and if they were paying attention, they can see verse going onto the TC. So interesting, and also know that the walls, that the hand has been broken. So any knights that could come through is quite a good. They can find some targets quickly if they're able to, but sadly, the knight walks straight into the Greek crossbow mass. I think that Emu had seen them, because that's where the knight's going, straight to the corner. But only 1 knight. 1 knight's not a lot. Mangonel on the way though, which will do a lot. Let's see how Emu's mango micro is. That's difficult to say. I want you to say just resign, but just just said just rain. I don't know what kings are doing here. It's over. Just rain. Just rain over them. It's not quite. I think if you get a good if you get like the perfect mango shot, that'll. I don't know what that crossbow was doing there. If you get the perfect mango shot, that'd be amazing. It's always the fear of archers. If you can get them off guard with a mango shot, that's going to do a lot of damage. Also, hostages rally points here, and there's where the skirms are. So I think Emu has a way back. Eco build the second TC. We'll need to buy stone to make a third. I definitely recommend TCing the stone, especially with your TC of one of your TCs here. I think stoning TCing close enough that you can defend it or retreat to it if need be is always a good idea. Yeah, Aoehostage killing those walls. I mean, it's a bit of a waste of your Archibald to be honest, but it is good vision that Emu was having on you. Oh, that was unfortunate by that Vil, trying to find some wood to chop. I think, oh, that's why, I don't want to lie, I was going to try and chop that one and had to go all the way around. That's very sad, but also the Vision has seen this Vil, oh, this is just a mango repair Vil. Counter Siege Workshop by Hostage, and at their own mango. That Vil's going to probably die as well. That's a sad thing about this. The starting wood line is so small that if you try to wall yourself in, you get a lot of problems. It's good that Hostage has made another wood line, but I think definitely just move all your vills to that other wood line 8 just immediately. To be honest, it's way too risky. All these villagers wandering around trying to find somewhere to chop. Yeah, but okay. Emu's bought the second lot, next not 100 stone, getting much closer for the gold. I do like it. It's quite a bit of gold. Resources, it's a lot of a resource control map, Grand Fosse, which I don't like it that much because it is a rather lot, especially in late game. It's a resource control map. Whether this game go to late game, I do not know, but gold's very patchy. Stones like so patchy. Relics are guarded by Gaia units. It's all very annoying. Oh, we see a mango. Oh, split right into it. That was an excellent shot there. The archer ball is dying slowly. Not a lot, very weak crossbows there, but retreating, making more. Fortunately, the rally point is still going through this gate where all the skirms are. The gate dies with the crossbow. 2 birds with 1 stone. And let me just cough for a second. If I know it's coming, I can mute myself while I cough. So this archer boy is sort of stuck at home at this point. I feel like definitely you could send some archers up to the north. That's definitely what I'd be seeing, or I'd be preferring. Like send your rally point up here rather than just over here. Send your rally point up there. Send just to be annoying because both of you have archer based and siege based balls. Good shot there by Hostage, killing 1.5. Kind of another shot. Losing the mango in the end, but 3 versus 1, killing basically HP equivalent of 2 mangonels is great play by that. Great sort of stalling anyway. Yeah, I definitely recommend sending the rally point to some archer rally point here. That's enough ball to you can see that no real scums are coming. Especially with mangonels, and they really don't do well against scums. So I think definitely you could split off the ball and be a bit more annoying. But he's going, nope, running away again. Yeah, you're just giving time for Emu's economy. 5 TCs now, you're giving time for Emu's economy to boom up. Getting time for knights to be in production. Ballistics is not in. This skirm is having the time of their life. This skirm's wandering the mangonel, all big chunk, but the mango dies. Now that there's more mangoes. I definitely recommend a full siege workshop at this rate. It's always a bit risky because you might lose position imminently, but I feel like it's safe enough that you don't want to have your mangonels walking across round a gate as well. I saw some. Yeah, they're the knights. I saw them wandering around. They're getting some good eco heals. Hostage is not reacting. Finally, Emu's on the eco lead now after losing 3 early on. Got 4 more kills in return. 2 of those were from wandering lumberjacks, but that villain dangerous. How much Emu doesn't see where the crossbow ball is. Ballistics is still not in. That's definitely something you would definitely push for, but Hostage is struggling for wood. And doesn't help building farms and reseeding farms. Going for imp, it seems. But yeah, your wood eco is suffering. You can't get the university. You can't keep your mangonel production. Ballistics is probably more important than imp at this rate. You want to be able to hit things. Big attack. Another, all that one, that hostage reacted in time. Don't know if that attack that Michael was actually the siege workshop or at the crossbow. I couldn't quite tell because of the hills and the trees in the way. I think it was just at the siege workshop, so hostage got lucky there. Like, Emu's not making military anymore. 96, getting the eco lead. Yeah. Oh, that was a good shot there. Down that hill was in danger. On the hill though, it's never gonna die. Mangan on the hill will never die to Mangan off the hill if you're both firing, even a dead on hit. But look, we see hostage diving the Mango. But great shots. That was great work. You knew that Mango was dying. What was that? 10 died in those 2 volleys. Such a good shot. Housed though, but such a good shot. Castled up by hostage, defending their wood eco. The Knights change their tactic. Doesn't even see the castle, just immediately goes for the starting TC instead. Sadly, wandered a bit too far, reacted in time, can't get any eco kills. These Knights are +2. They are strong. They are +2 with the Tutum +1 melee armor, melee armor as well for their natural bonus. That's a lot of damage. Maybe got a Vil. They exited the gate at the wrong time and the Vil got killed. But it's all this eco damage, 12 Vil. I didn't see where all the 12 were. There must have been some more over here. It was 4 last time I checked. So now we see some nasty farms. Nasty in their quantity because there's so many, and nasty because they're not. The T90 would be jealous. But we see Imp. For only 20 crossbows. There was 36 at one point. So Imp on this so few crossbows is not a good sign for hostage. And we see Emu on the neutral stone as well. Hostage doesn't know the half of things that Emu's doing. Just knows that there's some farms out there. No idea that Emu's boom is insane. Able to not even buy, and pretty much slightly buy the way up to Imp. Still making Mangonel, still making Knights. I think at this point, yeah, probably stop making Vils. I mean, you can keep making Vils, but I feel like you sort of need something to deal with this ball before it gets ballier. That said, Hostage hasn't got that much in gold, not making any more crossbows. Hostage should also be thinking about spending some resources, or making some more military. The siege workshop, it's there. Things changed. The hostage is up. Panic Castle by Emu. Yep. Wise. I wouldn't say it's panic, but it is very close to buildings. It's defending the stone, and the gold. Will we see crenellations? I always like to see unique text come in, especially when not really necessary. Will we see kind of Haruto as well? That's the sort of thing that we're like, just to oh, look, it's coming in. I'm very bad at noticing when technologies come in. But, yeah, Emu's still got the food to start really making lots of Knights, but can't afford, yeah, Hostage is Emu's very lucky that Hostage has let him just boom, without making any military. Too scared to move out, too scared to, send some splinter forces to be annoying. I mean, you could do that with cav archers. Japanese get pretty fully upgraded cav archers. There's no reason why you couldn't send some things just to be a bit annoying in the corners. See what's up. They don't know that don't know that's being walled up. They have no idea that this is probably easy to attack. But now we see Hostage's Arbor coming up. Upgrades coming in the correct order. Oh, not quite. Bracer came first, then Arb, then Chemistry, I think. So I think Chemistry should come first, but all the upgrades are in at the time it needs to be. 1 Treb. Okay, I mean both pairs are an Imp now, so it's always, I think it's best to not trickle Treb at this point, because you know that we're an Imp. You don't want to, I mean that castle's gonna take a long while, and it'd be easy to repair. Yeah, I think it might be best to save up the Trebs and not to trickle them at this point. But this is now looking scary, especially with, there's now 40 arms, so Hostage made 10 more, but I think you still need to focus on even more. I mean, you don't know what's happening. The scores in Emu's favour, you must be recognising that Emu must have something. Like usually the Arb players in the lead because they're just the sheer size of their army. It's always going to stay alive. But but behind in score is definitely a sign something's up. You see, built masonry, cavaliers in masonry coming in, stone mining, classic masonry's on both sides. I always forget to get masonry. Something because I don't think it costs any gold as well, so it's something you can always spend if you're in a normal eco game. But here the cavalier dive. 3 trebs, not Catabruto, so not going to be able to run away very easily. Cavalier having trouble, they're not sure what they're doing. Hostage getting some good kills. But Emu's taking the hill, it's not looking good. There's so much HP on these overall sets cav. Highlight. There's some vills in here, maybe they'll take some of the bullets. All the trebs die, this treb one, but the castle goes down eventually, but all these arbs are going. When this arb ball goes, it must be GG. Plus max defense, fully upgraded cavalier almost. No dying on attack in, and not Paladin hasn't quite got in yet. Emu's been a bit struggling on the gold front. That's their only gold mine, I think. So yeah, taking cavalier to destroy the Gaia units. I think that's what Emu's next job. Secure some gold. Hostage is not done yet. Oh, Hostage has done it, sorry, I didn't notice it. Some arbs cleared their gold, so Hostage does have access to quite a nice lot of gold, but Cavalier are always going to be a bit more mobile than the arbs. It's only 23, there's equal number of arbs to Cavalier, which is never what you want. You never want to be in equal army. And even Emu's going heavy Scorp, which is, I mean, at this point, I feel like enough, you can just raid them to death with Cavalier at this point. In my view, arbs can only be in one place at one time. Spearmen as well. I mean, pike help eventually, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know about the spearman choice. I guess you want to do it because Hostage is making pikes, but Japanese pikes beat your pikes. I'm not sure why that Japanese help beat your help any day of the week. Because they attack faster, so I'm not 100% sure that choice. It's going to take a long while to get you haven't got any wood to make pikes either, as well as heavy sculpts. Heavy sculpts are definitely the right choice against pikes or halbs, but yeah, I don't know why the pike thing came in. One's already died, but yeah, Emu's cleared this guy of gold. The arb ball is balling. It's 33 arbs, but Emu's pushing with the trebs. I feel there's not enough cavalier there to defend that push, so I'm not sure what's happening there. Castle here. There's no treb by Hostage to get rid of that now. Treb here to get this TC. Oh, there is a castle. Sorry. Well, I don't think that Hostage didn't have any castles. What, am I blind? Yeah, it was Emu who lost the castle, not Hostage. Anyway, who's too late to help? Myrtle. Who's Myrtle? I have no idea who Myrtle is. I don't know who that bot is. Ban. I can ban. Let's ban for spam. Banned my first user. There we go. Anyway, yeah, some habs come in. Yeah, Scorpions Dark kill them. But all this Cavalier push, yeah, this treb's going down. Hostage has definitely got a bit of a fight back. There aren't many Cavalier, but there's one whole Teutonic Knight. This Teutonic Knight's having a word, but when Teutonic Knights come out the field, guess what else comes in the field? Samurai. So I feel like Hostage might have the game back then. I feel like going full help. I mean, yeah, it's difficult what would you go for, because obviously heavy scumming is really good, but if you get Ironclad, I don't know if Hostage Emu's got Ironclad yet. I don't think it doesn't look like it, because that's not a lot of HP on a unit. Like Ironclad gives you what, 40 something. I guess it gives you something bonus. A combat Ironclad does, but I don't think it's happened. So yeah, these are going to get. I think Siege Engineers in either. Oh no, it is in +1. Siege Engineers is in, I think. So these arbs are aren't having the best day in the world, but getting pushed in this corner. These two villages are trying to kill a samurai. I don't think that's going to work somehow. Emu's definitely struggling, but definitely got all the resources in the universe. You could definitely build castles to defend areas. You definitely just start pumping out. I mean, at this point, just start pumping out pikes. You got this much wood. You got this much food. Start pumping out pikes. Start pumping out skirms. To be honest, I know you don't have the best skirms where you don't get bracer, but you have the food to afford. I mean, go for just scout cav at this. I know you don't get light cav or hussar, but I think you need to spend that food, emu. It's a lot of food to be spending and not selling if you feel like it. Luckily, the castle's here. Kill some mobs. Teuton castles. No joke. No crenellations yet. Please, crenellations would be lovely because crenellations almost outrange trebs. Not quite, but it's close enough that you can't easily wander in. And here we see some nice text. Guard tower. Arrow slits. Blast furnace. But I don't know if Yasima's in yet. We'll see. I don't know how to check if Yasima's in. Like, actually, I can just check in the actual Age of Empires game. Yes, is Yasima in? Yes, Yasima in. I can't tell. Sadly, unique text don't appear on the things that have been researched. I do not know. That is a shame. If anyone in chat knows a way of checking if unique texts have been researched, I don't have rewind function. I don't have Capture Rage Pro, but keep some tower plays coming. But Hostage card doesn't have any stone. Towers with what stone? I'm just a bit. That's just a bit shocking. Emu's building a castle to kill these guy units. I mean, why not, right? Onagers come in. I still don't know if Ironclads come in. I still don't think these units have enough HP, whatever they get from Ironclad. I can check on the actual Age of Empires again. Bear with. When I try and deal with tabs, see what Ironclad actually does. It's extra melee armor. Okay, extra armor is what I'm looking for. Do they have extra melee armor? No, they do not. Yeah. So yeah, they haven't got any melee armor yet. So yeah, Ironclad's not in. I feel like you need that if you're doing Teuton Siege, because it's such a good bonus. You have so many castles. You're not making Teutonic knights. I feel like sell some food just to buy yourself Ironclad at this point. Means your trebs also survive against Hounds much better. Is that your toss diving, or is that just because you have an attack stance and when a treb starts attacking, when a treb starts attacking your own trebs, or when a treb starts attacking anything, units always want to do it. And then we see the scout cav come in. I think like spend your thing, spend your food on something, and the emus listen to me and go for scouts. Crenellations is in. I love to see it. There's no bodkin yet, so crenellations plus fletching isn't the most useful in the world. Yeah, Onagers in. Yeah, heavy score. Not siege onager yet. Teutonic knights being made. I'm not sure what emu's trying to focus. Just a bit unsure what units to make here. Elite samurais in on all these two samurais. Now we have elite. I feel like Yasima or Kataparuta is probably more useful. Definitely Kataparuta if you're dealing with trebs. To be honest, I think that's much more a better use of gold than elite samurai. But I think Hostage is also unsure what emu's doing, unit wise. Teutonic knights are here to clear out the guy units. Okay. More safe gold. This gold has not been saved yet. I feel like you don't really have the army. The R-ball is chilling. I feel like you could just park that more like on this hill or something, or somewhere near. They're diving, the harbour diving. I'm not sure there's the right move. Teutons get murder holes for free. It's not probably the best thing to attack a castle, and all the harbour die. Meeting ended. Somehow Emu better sneak stable here. I'm not sure with what vil, but I guess these walls might explain what that vil was doing. But Arson's in, yeah. They're not going to last for long against Japanese hounds. Ironclad finally in. You love to see it. Conscription Haub. Why Haub? You're not making upgrade. You've 2,000 wood to make pikes to upgrade into Haubs. You could make some pikes. You don't have to get upgrades for the sake of upgrades. At least Bodkin's in. They're the crenellations actually have good range. 13 range. Not quite enough. I think Trebs get 16 range or 14 range. Where are the Trebs? They're there. Trebs, 16 range and then 1 for siege engineers. So yeah, it's not brilliant. It's not the best in the universe, but it definitely makes any attacking force really regret their decisions. Okay, the Hounds are cleared. The guy Aoehostage. It's a very late game. Even Hostage is clearing the pirates to get that relic. Relic victory is on. So we could see a relic win, and that'd be amazing. If we see a relic win, I'll be so happy, because emu's going to have trouble pushing, to be honest. Like, this Arb ball is enough to really be a very defensive force, and these Arbs have seen this castle. Sure, these Scorpions, these Onagers have 9 range, the Scorpions have 8 range, and the Arbs only have 8 range as well. But I feel like a ball is enough to be a bit of a ball ache. Pun intended. And now we see the Trebs come. Not Katapuruto yet. Shame. Definitely rather see that than Elite Samurai, to be honest. Some TKs are coming along just at the wrong time for Hostage, to be honest. I feel like they want a monk. They haven't made a monastery. It's a monastery. Where's the monastery? Show me the monastery. No monasteries, just stables. Light Cav. I don't think they get Hussar. But yeah, Light Cav is a good choice against all this siege. Bombards in creation. I think Brenthus was lying when I think it was Brenthus saying that most sieges that get siege benefits don't get bombard, but obviously I had the siege benefit and they get bombard. Yeah, so all these have 4 melee armor. A lot of cavalier now. A lot of food. A lot of food. You have a market. You can sell some of that. Please sell some of that. Honestly, wall that in. Yeah, these birds are going to mostly die, I think. Teutons don't get husbandry. Famously don't get husbandry. Can't be the most efficient raiding force in the world. Scout, like these light cav, kills all the siege. No, they don't. The onagers kill all the siege, unfortunately for them. Okay, someone needs a monastery stat. Ideally hostage, because hostage has units guarding it, but I feel like monastery monk. I know that hostage is very pop capped. Okay, not all the gold raiders died. A few did, but enough remain. I definitely think you should just keep Halbs there, because there's always going to be something that. What are these Halbs doing? It's always something that is going to be targeted constantly by raids. But yeah, Emu's out of covering. Emu just got 13 Halbs and siege, assorted siege. And I don't know if Emu's in like a campaign where he was going to get able to make 10,000 food. But they've won it, whatever that was. More Trebs exist. Trebs going to keep trapping down castles. But Emu is not trickling their Trebs. 4 Treb, that's a lot of Trebs, so kill nothing. Sorry, I know I say kill nothing, but those Trebs could be killing this Treb. But yeah, they're dying. Emu doesn't have the Halbs. I don't know where the Halbs. Sorry. The Halbs are in their own raid. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Always have Halbs. Always keep Halbs here for hostage. I'm not sure what. Oh, Light Cav, yeah. I don't think he's seen. Now he's seen the Halbs. Now that Light Cav's not the best answer in the world. I mean, just keep your Arbor. Just keep something here. Something powerful. This Arbor's doing nothing. This is your main goal. You've exhausted this gold. Emu exhausted that gold. Emu's not exhausted. I don't know if relic, yeah, but no one's taken any of the relics in the centre either. I feel like someone should take some relics. Please take relics. Just take relics. I know that Hostage is losing pop. Amy's got the pop lead for once. Marillion Vils. Yeah, Hostage is rebooming some Vils. As expected. Amy has all the stone in the world. Amy has exhausted the entirety of the stone map stone. This is a long game. Emu is pop cat, I think, for the first time in the map, the game as far as I can tell. Oh, purely on Halb. But yeah. I think this might be Emu's game, to be honest. I think Hostage had the chance, but now Emu's got all the resources back. So by not spending them, I think it's the stone that's the crucial. If you slowly just start killing the castles, and I think Emu's in a position to do that. Kill this Bombard. Bombard has killed this Treb there. Kill the castle. That castle can't be replaced. Not sensibly. The stone price is going to be too high. But this Arbs are fine doing something. And something is killing all the Halbs, but look at the resources. When one Halb dies, 2 more can take its place. I know that 30 Halbs have just died, but the principle still stands. It needs to get dangerously close into Crenellation's range, but I think this castle has more things to worry about than Arbs. But I think if Emu starts targeting the castle, that might start hurting. Will the castle go down? No, because there's no siege. All you have is Halbs. Yeah, some arms go down from these castles and bombards on the field. This ham's just going in. There's siege onagers. Are these siege onagers? Onagers, sorry. They're not siege. Trebs go down though. The game will last another day. The game will keep going. I know Hopsy says someone's too late for going ham, but look how game. I think ham was eventually the right thing to call. Sandling, yeah, Emu's kept the things. Hostage needs things. Not hostage needs things here. This castle in the north got pushed down. Hostage is losing houses. These houses are just guarding a relic that no one's ever taking. I feel like hostage needs relics. They got no gold. Where's the gold villagers for Emu? Oh, they're all on this one. Okay, I didn't realise how much gold's left. 265. After that, Emu has no more gold, but far more rares. Because far more vills. So much on wood and gold. Cheap farms. I think the Emu's eco bonus is definitely saving. Finally, some of the Arbor came to defend this. You need more vills, and all the vills possible, because you need to farm this as quickly as possible, just so you can survive, just so that Emu doesn't get access to it. Use it up before they can get to it. Anyways, if anyone's in chat, let me know and just say hi. If anyone's still around, if King Bruce still around. It's a long game, this one is. I mean, still there's more to come, obviously. This is just game 1, the Grand Fosse. Anyone's joining from new. Those vills got cleared up. I mean, they were taunting death here, but Emu's running out of wood. Hostage is everyone's running out of wood. This is what I was saying about resource control earlier. That's why I don't like this map. I'm not the best at resource control. Thought it was GG. But for whom, Boo? For whom? For whom is it GG for? Like, Emu had the chance just now with this push, and then Hostage cleared it with some scout cap, and now all these halberdiers. But now it's in range of this castle, and there's trebs, and everything's happening. The Arbor here is run away, so this is now completely runnable to attack. All these arms are dying. There's only 28 now. And all there, to be honest. Oh my god, the repair. But the push from the north is still happening. Barracks are going one by one. Teutonic Knights, Halbs. Barracks are coming in. No one's taken any relics yet. Hostages, Emu's finally run out of gold, but it's not spending on it. It's just building halves. And I think that's all you need to do is build halves. Keep the siege alive and go for halves. Maybe mix in more siege when one dies, if they die. But yeah, there's no onus for Emu to spend their gold. Well, Hostage needs Arbs or Samurai to deal with this. Preferably Samurai, to be honest. There's a lot of Teutonic Knights that are existing, and there's also still no stone for Hostage. All of these scout cab died, and now the siege is enough to kill the Arbs and scout cab. To be honest, I don't think you need the helms at this rate. This onager mass is becoming big enough to make things very annoying. I think really Hostage won that game. I mean, maybe you mean like with the castle. I think with, yeah, potentially had the chance to win it that early with the crossbow mass. Emu seems to be very plucky. I think it's just the mango shots. Very good mango shots. Very. Oof, that was devastating. Those arms got halved, if not worse. And it's finally called. The GG is finally called. 1 hour 13. Also, that's just a crazy map. A late game for the Grand Fosse map. You don't see those particularly often. So Emu rescues it from the jaws of victory and defeat. Depends on what time frame you're thinking of. Had everything. It had Dark Age lames. It had man-at-arms aggression. It had archer picks. Hostage got some 3 vill kills early on, but had a bit of idle time, so roughly matched in the end. Had a bit of a crossbow match, but Emu got some great mango shots early on to devastate that crossbow mass. And then Hostage just blank, just like, I don't know what to do with this. I have 27 crossbows, I have no idea what to do with them. I'm just going to sit still and wait for Emu to boom. And Emu boomed. Emu boomed everywhere. 5 TC boom. They're the same 5 TCs started as finished with. I know there's one over here at one point, but Emu got the boom. Just didn't make Military, just went on siege defense with about 3 mangonel. and just waited to get Cavalier. That didn't work. Waited to get Haub Siege. Haub Siege was a trusted combination for any single game that goes late. How much I didn't dislike it because I do not like to make Siege, and I do not like to make Haubs. So Haub Siege is never my favourite combination to go into. So I'm never really good in the really late games. I'm always Saffron because I'm not one to jump to Siege. I know it's not like I'm fine making Haub, to be honest. I just don't like to make Siege. I always forget to. So there we have it. Yep, very close game. Hostage couldn't. I think didn't have the map control. Didn't have this stone. It was very crucial stone in the end. Tried to push for it. Pushed almost worked, but lost the push. Work sort of Pyrrhic push. Killed the castle and lost all the trebs at the same time. Bits was slow getting to the gold. Didn't pick any relics. That relic was free for about 6 months. These obviously relics were free for much longer. So yeah, I think always think about the relics, and then Emu just took all the resources. And 150 vils at some point, lost a few at the end. Maybe deleted some to make room for house, but 150 vils or something. You see the statistics. Yep. Yep. Hostage had the military lead for most of the game, and then Emu finally made some trash. I think it's when they started making trash at that point, making tons of halves. Yeah, and Emu just had the resources, but not just all the resources. Although that's only a 13k difference, it's just all the stone. That was the crucial resource. Becomes a map of stone in the end. Gold is yeah. I mean, I know it's not really safe gold because it's protected by Gaia units, but it's your own gold. It's your own personal back gold, which can be taken. But the stone is neutral. The stone is purely neutral. So it becomes a game of stone, and you don't really want to give Teuton stone. Like Hostage teched into guard tower to keep. Don't know if Yasima was done, but potentially Yasima. But didn't have the stone to make any of them. Couldn't make a single tower. Had 100 stone the entirety of the game. 101 stone the entirety of the game. Could not make a single thing with it because it didn't have any stone. That's just their personal stone. That's 2 castles worth and 2 TCs worth. Couldn't even find more TCs. Technology, don't really need to worry about technology, that's inspirations. Yep, and things like that. Can't check APM. So that's 1-0, 1-0 to Emu. Emu got the win in the end on a long map. So let's go to game 2, which is Hostage's home map, which is, I can't remember, Northern Isles, is it? I can't remember. Land Madness, sorry. Oops. Let's quickly put that up first. I almost revealed it to everyone. I forgot to put my overlay on, so bear with while we look at the Superdraft again. So Land Madness, Hostage's home map, Magyars. That's it. That's it. We can be done. That's all we need. Hostage has no good open civs. Magyars is the only one that is a classic Land Madness civ. Scouts, cavalry, archers, knights. That's all you really need in Land Madness. Before the DLC civs, before Gujars, before Hindustanis, which counter, and I mean Berbers counter Magyars as well. Look at that timing. I've just seen back on my own stream and look at that timing. But before those civs, I mean, Berbers are the natural anti-Land Madness civ, well, the original anti-Land Madness civ, because of double camel play. But now Hindus, particularly Gujaras, but also Hindustanis, they're both sort of they're going to counter any sort of scout, knight, cav archer play. On Emu's side, can't use Teutons. Only would have Teutons, can't use Teutons for Land Madness, but Mongols are a thing, and I definitely consider Emu going Mongols. It's just like Magyars is a definitive Land Madness, so is Mongols. All that hunt is going to be very tasty. That's my prediction. Mongols, Magyars. So let's reveal it to the world. It's much easier to find what they're going to use Legrand Fossé with. Yep, as I predicted. Mongols, Magyars. So, Land Madness. I think every single set I've casted these last few days, yesterday and today, have had a Land Madness game. Even my game on Sunday. So it's 3 days I've seen Land Madness in front of me. My own set, and then yesterday. Emu saying they wish they had Franks, but I think Mongols are better than Franks. But this is Hostage's home map. Even though they only drafted really 1 civ for this map, Magyar, they must have some good, strong experience with it. And I feel like Emu should have used Teutons. Emu should have saved Teutons for this map. Should have saved Teutons for this map, to be honest. That's Emu's classic thing. Should have used a different map for Grand Fossé. Might have been a bit quicker. In whose favour I do not know, but it might have been a bit quicker. So let's look at that madness. You start with berry bush, just so you don't have to go, because you only get one boar, and then to get some goats, take some time to get goats in. Berry bush is always handy. Yeah, start with 8 goats, boar, berries in between wood lines almost, roughly. So that's not particular. You always have one vaguely close to you, then you have some various distance. There's a pack of 3 hunt nearby which you can push. There's packs of 4 hunt everywhere else. Obviously, Mongol is going to be taking that hunt every single day of the week. Emu's already put. You can push the first 3 days. Generally, what the general suggestion is, and then mill the rest. Wood lines around the map, surrounded by unwallable terrain. So small walls is the key for Land Madness. If anyone's unaware, if anyone hasn't been watching my streams recently, I have to go every single time. You start with a set of 4 gold and then 3 golds whereabouts, and then stones dotted around in packs of 3. So let's take a look at people's map gens. Obviously, so front gold, not tasty. Front berries, not tasty. Both of these things are not great in Emu's favour, but they're a hunt sieve. So they're always going to be having those in weird places because they want to maximise their hunt potential. Hostage is not pushing. Hostage is actually looking for the TC, and they found the TC. Sorry, no. Yeah, it's very. They saw the berry bush. Emu didn't bother trying to. Probably busy luring the boar to actually focus on garrisoning. But yeah, Emu's already found the TC without pushing. Definitely think about pushing now. It's always something you should be doing on this map, but maybe trying to look where Emu's hunt is. Just missed Emu's scouts pushing. Let's think about the rest. So gold and berries are not really in Emu's favour. Woodline, that's a nice woodline. There's a nice woodline, nice and safe on the wall. But Hostage has found it, so that's going to be annoying to deal with later. But it is fairly safe from attack. You can see that. You can see the attack coming a mile away. He was just seeing if it was walled at the back. Yeah, I can see the attack coming a mile away. So any attacks to the woodline is going to have to go through the entirety of the base. Okay, that's interesting. Milling the deer. Has Emu forgot their Mongols? There's hunt in existence. I mean, the berries are safer, but I definitely like the look of hunt first. Hunt first, ask questions later. That's Emu space. Where's that Emu stone? There's safe stone about miles away. Emu's not got great on the stone front. That's not great for Mongols because Mangadai is always such a good unit. You sort of want to be automatically taken into anyway. So not having access to easy Mangadai is going to suffer. Emu's going to suffer for that. You can't find any deer. That's why they're on berries. There aren't any deer. There's this pack back in the corner. There's pack here, but there's none in this direction. There's loads, but past this wood line. Hostage is lying about the deer. There's 4 back there, just missed scouting. There's 4 there. The deer doesn't start as close. It doesn't start as close to something like what's that map? Jungle Swamp, where a classic Mongol map where hunt is literally everywhere and at close distances. So this map is a bit more far out. You have to really wander out to find your deer. Let's look at Hostage's spawn. Gold, not back berries, vaguely back gold. I like that a lot. Well, Hostage will like that a lot. Woodline, very round wood lines, but this one's nice. This one's nice and safe. Round means a bit smaller, but also a bit more, but a bit easy. Might be easy to TC it later. Yep. Gold. Yep, we've done gold. Stone close. Close stone is always handy. Hostage is failing to push a deer, housed in worlds of your age about housed, but can't push a deer to save their life apparently, and running out of home food. That berry bush has only got 60 berries. Needs a deer quickly. Emu was first to feudal age hunt 3 deer. 3 deer in a boar is enough to be a nice Mongol uptime. Still hasn't eaten all the goats yet, or the geese, still hasn't eaten the berries. So yeah, nice quick feudal age, barracks up, stables coming up, very clean build order there from Emu. Gate already gated in. Gates, I always like to see a gate. Not something I do personally, but it's always when I'm casting, it's like, You need to get more villas on wood. Make a gate. As a land manager, you always have a lot of walls on wood because you want to have enough villas back here to make things safe, and you inevitably end up floating wood. So please build a market. I always like to see early markets on this map because you always have so many wood villas you don't know what to do with them. Hostage is walled in, a few deer. I've gone double lumber camp, walled in one of them, not walled in the other. This one's safer. This one's more risky. I can see why that's done. Okay, so emu's up, stable's coming up, spearman's coming out for both sides. Now my golden rule for spears is one spear for every 2 or 3 scouts for every undefended resource. That's my top tip for this map. So for emu, one spear on the berries, for every 2 scouts on berries, for every 2 scouts on hunt, for every 2 scouts on gold, when the gold. So currently it's berries and mill. So you want, yeah, especially against Magyars, which are free foraging, you definitely want 1 per 2, which is definitely the current rate. So you might find themselves a bit devoid of spearmen soon. For hostage, one spearman for every 2 on berries, and on this wood line. They forgot berries though and lost a vote because of it. They have not safely done berries. I think because they're trying to push deer in, they're absolutely having a right mare pushing deer in. So yeah, So Emu needs 2 more spears, one there, ideally currently for those 2 Magyar scouts, and yeah, hostage needs an extra. Yeah, these spearmen's good for that, but obviously they're going to walk around, so you just need to have more spears. 4 spears. Okay, yeah, 4 spears is a good number for the resources that are open. These 2 on berries and those 2 on wood. Make sure to keep a defensive stance so don't get drifted, because 1 spear can get murdered by 3 or 4 scouts. Then my top tips for Lad Madness. And I hope everyone should be following it. I hope I should be following it. That's your top tips. I think it's just from seeing all these games being casted. I think it's just the top tips. Obviously, when you have scout numbers, you can fiddle around a bit. I wouldn't not. Also, yeah, that vil was a loose resource. A spear for that vil. That's the only way you have to do. Just escort anything that's unsafe. Escort outwards. Yeah, that's now safer because it's anything that's unsafe. Escort. Emus are lucky because obviously only up to feudal, put on aggression first, Hosh doesn't do anything. These scouts need to be aggressive. Scouts are not defensive on this map, they are offensive. Spears are your defensive option. Scouts are your offensive. You need to be doing damage in return. You know that the Mongol's going to be going to far and wide hunt. So there's no point on letting them die like that. Emus move their spears forward, so yeah, you want to be going round. Because by my metrics, 2 spears at the front, but only one's protecting the hunt and only one's protecting the. I mean, doesn't need to protect the berries anymore because they're not being taken. So not protecting this wood. That's what needs to be protected. So as we see 4 scouts going north. I like to see it. Will they find the hunt? They don't know it's there, but they know the hunt. They know there's a deer there. So potentially think about where could be going. They're seeing the berries, not seeing the berries. Will they go right or left? I don't know. Anyway, let's see what's happening here. 2 spears and 5 scouts. That's more than enough, but the berries just got used up. So you like to see there's the undefended resources of this wood line now. So you want the spears focusing here, and they're pretty much close enough. They're engaging the spears in battle. If need be, you can use vills to between spears. There's more spears here. Great defense there. That's gonna protect their vills, keeping one back. Because there's 5 scouts here, so 2 or 3 spears will be enough. You've got 3 foraging as Magyar. And there's no armour in, so 2 spears should be enough for that. These scouts did not see the hunt vills, I don't think, and they lost a spear to somewhere. They lost a spear up there. Did not see the hunt, trying to attack trying to attack through here. The wood line died, but found the mining villagers. You need spears for those as well. Emu's definitely been lacking on the spear front, but also doesn't been lacking on the scout front. Hasn't been able to make the scouts to take advantage of this. And Emu's, Hostage has been good on the spear front. Yeah. It's a bit of a trading game. Definitely, Emu's taking the more aggressive option. Hostage is going for more the defensive option. And we'll see if it works. Now there's 6 scouts, you definitely need 3 spears for every undefended resource. So this mill is now undefended. This goal is now undefended. This wood line is now undefended. They're close enough that you could probably mix and match, but it's getting dangerous. Emu on the other hand, that spear is very weak. That spear does not defend these villains. It's got 15 HP. So that wood line is very undefended. This is what feudal is. It's just a game of are you defended well enough or are you not? And hostage in theory is, but drifting, I don't want to take any engagement because that's not enough, and that's not enough spears to deal with all those scouts, really. I know there's more coming through, but this is sacrifice a lot of position. And then these vills have found more hunt to find. That needs to be spotted. Yeah, the hostage needs to get lucky with their scouting. Like all these scouts are out of position. All these spears are out of position now. This is way too aggressive with these spears. This is way too aggressive. Now all these are out of position. The scouts can run past them, go back. Luckily, so they're going home in time. They didn't. But yeah, keep them on defensive stance. Keep them in defensive. They're not an aggressive unit really. Because Vils can kill them. That's why they're not aggressive. Because if need be, Vils can kill them. But Emu got distracted clicking up to Castle Age, buying their way up to Castle Age. Emu got hella distracted, lost a scout, got a few hits on another one. But these farms are undefended. These scouts will beat them to the farms. But good play by Hostage there to track this army. Use the scouts to track. You're not doing any damage for them, unfortunately for me. You're not doing any damage. So at least you can track them. But they die. You lose 2 scouts, and you didn't track them well enough. Or track them perfectly fine. Track them straight into your body. But yeah, the scouts aren't doing any damage. Castle Age in for both players. First armor, no armor, but going for gold mining. Gold mining, stables, night play. Interesting not to see Cav Archer play. You would think potentially, but knights it is on. Emu's front, Bloodlines, Cav Archer, yeah, that's clear Cav Archer play. Not Cav Archer, Knight play, what was I thinking? But Mongols have access to camels, so camels could always be an option, especially if you think about paying it, especially if you see these stables being built, you don't, oh yeah, you do, you see there's 2 stables, so maybe potentially camels for Mongols. It's always an option. They're the strongest camels in the world, they get good as most, but no special bonuses to them. Okay, 4 scouts, 2 things, but these got armour now, so you might need 3 spears to deal with this. And where are your spears? They are wandering nowheresville. No idea where the spears are. They are just luckily they're in position. These vills are just, well, I don't know what they're doing. Castle Agent for Emu, will we see a TC? Nope, there's no wood. Not enough wood to make a TC, but on stone, found the stone, Mangudai coming. I can tell you that much. I'm going to be Mangudai this game for once. Last Mongol game I cast, it didn't have any Mangudai in the end because it was Berber Camel Arch. Berbers exist, and you don't want to play Mangudai against Berbers. But both players to Castle Age, 3 stable knights compared to 2 stable knights, so the later uptime for Hostage will be fine for them. They'll get knights in good numbers. That's why you don't put spears on. That's why you put spears in defensive and keep them close because they were out of position. Find these vills, please. They're idle, but please find them. Missing a lot of scouting. You know that Mongol's going to be finding deer. You even had chat messages earlier about can't find any deer. You must know that they're looking for deer. Pikemen in. Yeah, in theory, yeah, that's fine. Like, it'll do enough against knights, but ideally you want more knights of your own. Camels, like to see camels. Only 1 though, not going to do a lot of damage. Knights find the castle. This might be time for Hostage to do. Oh, take the spear. You got 3 knights, 1 spear. That's dead. Okay, not walled in. There's going to lose a lot of vills. Kill the vills. Kill the vills. That's 2 vills dead. I mean, this castle's going up, but at what cost? Emu has the vill lead because of Hostage's horrible idle time. I didn't notice that was that bad. But now the vill lead. Now the vill is vaguely equal. Sadly, though, for Hostage, Emu has a castle up. Emu can't afford Mangudai, though, because this is where the gold was. So there's a good castle to secure the front gold at the start of the game. I said that it was front gold, not the best in the world. Front gold's never a good thing to have. Okay, we have second TZs. 1 on the gold here, good idea. Want more gold. 1 on the gold here, good idea. Need more gold. 1 point, you always want to TC the wood line because. I mean, TC woodline when you're facing against Cav Archers, because the Cav Archer can shoot over walls. TCing the woodline isn't too necessary against night play, but if Mangudai fell in the field, it's nice to have something free from danger. Oh, Emu does not notice the TC and it will go up in time. That could have been a real pick. Likewise, Hostage will notice this TC if he keeps going. Emu quick walls out. Hostages no cower, no need to quick wall against knights. Is a hole there? No, there's no hole there. A lot of camels though on the field. Is that enough camels? Potentially. But yeah, this wood line's not walled out. Emu's not really on wood anymore. Mangadai are coming up. Can't really afford everything. Selling wood. You're not on wood. Not the best idea to be selling wood at this point in time. Not really not making it. I know you sort of want army out ASAP. You want camels out ASAP. But you're actually not on wood. Couple more vills die. I think 3 that was, maybe 2 or something like that. So Hostage has definitely got the bonus at the moment. Ballistics looks like it's in, but it isn't in. That's a really, I guess, looking for attacking for the first knight. Eventually the arrows will hit the back knight. That's a lot of knights. That's 15 knights, 7 camels. I think that's enough knights to kill. Emu is making their rally point somewhere around here. I feel like potentially rallying point at home and then deciding what to do with it, you're sort of limiting yourself to this side of the map, which is fairly well defended with a TC, with pikes. Obviously there's one Mangadai here, which will hurt the pike. Definitely like to see some sort of eco damage. These Hunt Vills are doing a very aggressive TC and a third TC, both players. No TC in wood yet, no cav archers as far as anyone knows. There's no cav archers for the other team, so you can don't have to safely TC wood. But that's not a good position. Hostage is also very low on wood. 9 wood is not enough to sustain 3 TCs worth of farms. All that gold is, the gold is protected by pike, so that's not too much of a worry. But second TC on the gold, third TC on which is on gold. But yeah, lost 4 vills here, but counter raid, losing a couple of vills in this side as well. Camels are going to die. That's a lot of only +1 armor knights, so I don't think they can easily eat that TC. Not with camels in production nearby, but everything runs away here. And a bit panicky. We reacted in time. Didn't lose any more vills. Killed a few knights, but lost all the camels. None on food. I think this is Emu's only food eco. Ran out of hunt. Ran out of safe hunt. Let's just say. There's plenty of hunt around. They could do that hunt. There's loads of hunt back. There's 3 lots of patches of hunt didn't scout. There's this hunt which they didn't scout and can sort of vaguely see. You could also mill some berries if you're really desperate on wood on this map. Barracks is going down. No reason. Just cause. Boo, if you're stood here, how do you think this game going for now? I mean, I like Hostage's positions far much better. But how do you think the game's going? If anyone else is also around, let me know. +2 coming in for knight. Sensible idea. It's time to eat some TCs. No forward vills yet. Maybe that's the thing to do now. Forward vills into Mangonel. Both players are having food issues. Probably because they're trying to produce out 3 stables. That's probably a large cause of their issues. Large cause of issues. Markets up there. It also had to build a market just to buy their way some more knights and vills. I'd definitely like to see a TC or even just a wall in the wood again, just because that's toying a lot of army away. We see a camel force and a few Mangadai. I mean, yeah, that TC is eatable. I feel like you should. I mean, they're available because Mangadai exists, which means you're forced to. You can't really wait for them to engage because I guess there's only 2 Mangadai, so. I mean, engage the force, just engage. 3 Mangadai, so I think you can engage, to be honest. I mean, I can see why not, because there's quite a lot of weak knights in there, but it'd make life much more exciting if you did engage. I feel like I would be so bored. Oh, Emus have to market beauty the way to iron casting. That's not tasty at all. It's not tasty at all, chat. There's any chat around. Having to buy their way up to iron casting. Just because people have lots of TCs on this map for resource control does not mean you have to produce from them. It's quite a big sort of mistake people, including myself, make, is thinking, oh, I have X amount of TCs, I need to keep them producing. You don't need to keep them producing it. It's just purely for resource control. You can go all in, Castle Age, 3 TCs, but still go all in, just make them every now and then. But Hostage definitely has the food eco to keep some villas producing. It's producing out the 3 TCs most of the time, much less idle time than Emu. Even with 3 stables, Emu's only got 2 stables and is struggling to produce out of them. But 3 stables and 1 castle. And the castle does help because you're making wood units as well from the castle, not making any food units. So, but boring. Castle Age Lull, famous Castle Age Lull. Both players are a bit too scared to engage. Bit too many blobs of military. Yep, these knights are trying to look for the wood line. You know, they know hostage know the wood line is unprotected. Emu's army is defensively there to protect. Nothing happens. Maybe Avil dies that unfortunate rally point. Enough manga die to make life make life interesting. This is the engagement of the match. Yeah, Mongol's gonna win that one. Manga die making life annoying. Knights are gonna all die. Not gonna get enough kills and counters. That's not a worthy engagement. Camp are still in a decent number. Do we see a counter attack? There are 15 knights. That's a good thing. Sorry, there are 8 knights and some pike. Hostage going full pike. I don't like it because Mangadai exists and you didn't kill any Mangadai, so no reason to go more Mangadai. But I guess it's out of necessity to make pike. I don't know why all the barracks. I don't think you need to make all the barracks to deal with it. That's because now the Mangadai here. What your pike's going to do against Mangadai? I mean, it's a great game so far. Very back and forward. Two very closely rated players. Hostage definitely had the engagement before that night engagement. Definitely just needed to think about potentially monks. That might be the answer, to be honest. Monks beforehand. 1, to heal all your knights, and 2, to maybe get a conversion or 2, or just build up your forces. I do like Hostage's strongest 101 vills, taking other resources of fame, taking some mills, taking got nice wood income, nice gold income, some stone income for the future, for any future defensive castles. I don't see Hostage making Aoehostage. I don't see that, to be honest. Pikes are doing good work, killing all the camels. Camels are dead. Now the knight's going to engage the Mangadai, but Mangadai run away to the castle. Mangadai is such a good unit. It's like the strongest unique unit in the game. I don't think there's any real contention for that. It's like something like Conk is really good in Castle Age, but Conk falls in Imperial Age. War Wagons, I guess, is another considered for one of the best unique units, but I think Mangadai classes it. You could do Mangadai's pretty much work on their own. You don't really have many counters, because Siege counters things like War Wagons and Hussite Wagons. But Siege does not counter Mangadai because they have extra bonus damage against Siege. Great casting here by Hostage, nice and nicely defending their frontier. Will it be Burton time? Probably. Emu's got a housing problem before going into it. Emu's taking into Light Cav. Will we see any Light Cav? Probably not, to be honest. They haven't got the food to really spam Light Cav, but it's definitely an option later on in the game to raid with. Emu's going round. When will Hostage see this? Has already seen it. Had an outpost. Could have seen it a while ago, just not bothered to. Have they seen that TC? Nope, they have not seen that TC in the back. Yeah, it's definitely something you could think about eating. Because it very much forces an engagement by Emu if you can eat that TC. Yeah, the pike mass is suffering. Pike mass, I'm always a bit dangerous about making lots of pikes because they're slow. If Squire's in, that's fine. I don't know if it's in or not. How speedy are these? Managers don't get really any good bonuses to pike except the 3. Yeah, it's standard speed. It's not got squires. Yeah, but managers spears don't have anything bonus. Take the 3 in attack upgrades. Okay, we see a counter attack. We see this TC eating. I guess you could have gone for the vills, but once the TC's gone, the vills have gone as well. So counter raids and Mangadai have been annoying to the pike, just kiting them. That's going to be very annoying. Scout cav, light cav, sorry. Attacking the stone vills. TC gone. TC died though, so Emu has to respect this push. It has to respect this attack. Imperial Age is also in for Hostage, and they can buy it again if he wishes. I didn't even notice it went for Imperial Age, but they can eat such a strong eco that you can buy it again, making vills to make up the ones they've lost. This is devastating. This raid, absolutely devastating. These wood were still. I mean, you TC this wood line, go all in on this wood line. You don't this wood line obviously untCable because of the hill, but yeah, you don't want to keep putting more things on there. The knights eventually go down though. There aren't many knights left. Lost 15 vills ish, maybe that sort of ballpark, but lost so many knights at the point where Cavaliers come in, which is not the right time for Cavalier. I mean, help's fine, but you got 0 knights and already making cavalier, and you only have 2 stables to make them from. So I don't love that decision. It's going to be Emu's ball is definitely ballier than Hostage's ball. So yeah, Emu got a lot of eco damage, destroyed a TC. No, that TC wasn't doing too much though. Just destructed his wood line, but Emu has so much wood, doesn't need that wood line. Doesn't need to keep all those resources on wood. It was a big eco raid, but lost all the military for that. I don't think that was worth it. But all of Emu's camels dies at the front. So Emu's just got left a Mangan Eyeball, which hasn't taken a single hit since it's been effective. Trebs on the field. Trebs die. No, you can't just stick Trebs undefended against a Mongol player. They'd die in 3 hits, or pretty much. I know it's an exaggeration, but they can't. You can barely have them when they're fully defended. They can base around when they're fully defended. They're only partially defended. That was not a wise. It was not a wise move there by Emu to bring in by Hostage to bring in undefended things. Okay, we see the Mangadai doing a raid on the wood line. Doesn't really kill a unit. Kills a couple, I guess, but not enough ball yet. Not enough to actually kill everything. Cavalier come through. Mangadai do outspeed Cavalier, so it's always difficult to chase them. I think it's impossible to. And now that's a lot of Mangadai. It's 21 Mangadai. It could be Emu's game here. If Emu gets the Mangadai ball, it's difficult to stop a Mangadai ball. But the Cavalier here, they finally find this TC. That's enough to kill that. Yeah, but it's not enough. You can't save. That's 15 Vil's going to die. Bring a trap. Please bring that trap across. 15 Vil's is a lot to Emu to lose. Currently, they're idle, but it's a lot to lose. I mean, there's a stable there to defend, but yeah, that's a lot of Vil's to have unprotected in the corner. Imp is in. What we see first? Nothing. He hasn't got any resources to say. He can't buy elite Mangadai. He can't buy elite heavy camel. Bracer. Buying Bracer. Okay, that's a right upgrade. Has to buy it though. What do we like to see? Siege workshop. Drill. Let's get some Mongol siege going. Yeah, that's a dead thing. This is definitely not enough time. You can't save those Vils. All 15 Vils here are dying. There's no chance any of those to survive. Emu's doing the right thing and counter-attacking, surrendering them. At some point, Hostage should recognise that stone. That's pretty much Emu's only safe stone. Definitely worth taking that. Emu's doing another counter-attack on the gold miners. Good job here, Emu, making most of their losses of all these Vils. I mean, it's the right thing to Hostage. Maybe Hostage should probably stop taking them. That damage is done. Maybe like 1 left. Probably focus on killing the camels first, or even killing the Mangadai. If you can stop this balling, that would do a lot to secure the victory. Okay, these stone miners, they've run out of stone there. Is there any stone left? There's stone back here. That's technically also Emus. A stable here to do some annoying raid. But yeah, Hostage has this safe stone. Any stone at the back here? No, there isn't. We're raided with the stone. Hostage still got a lot of a safe stone, so if need be. Stone is the play. It's like castles everywhere, because you need siege to be. Mongols get great siege, greatly fast siege, but Major Hushar does actually do a lot. You think Hostage needs skirms? I sort of agree, to be honest. I mean, yeah, you're right, to be honest, but yeah, it's a lot to take into. That's the thing. With scout camp from all directions, maybe scum is not the best idea at this point in time. Maybe something done a while ago with more map control. But yeah, this Mangadai ball needs to be killed. It's only getting bigger. 28 now. From 2 castles. I mean, this castle doesn't have long left in its world. But yeah, and all these halberdier, they're just wandering into their funerals. But Emu is losing map control. It's a lot of things which Emu prides themselves on it from what I can see from their games. Pride themselves on sneaky buildings and map control. This destruction of this stable has allowed Hostage to find this gold mine. Giving Hostage access to resources which they didn't know about because their scouting hasn't been great this map. Emu's got great scouting, don't get me wrong, look at Emu's scouting. I mean, not that great to be honest. It's actually mediocre, but haven't seen any of this resources. But okay, here we see the big push against the Mangadai. The castle's going down. dies the Cavalier. Doesn't even die to the Trebs. Dies the Cavalier. Arpas, are you thinking? Yeah, I just think it's a bit too much to take it. Bodkin's coming in, so Bodkin's come in since like that, since you last said Skirm. I know you probably can't hear me because you're muted, but Bodkin has come in. I'll do the big circle on the arrow so you can see this. Bodkin's come in, so um, but yeah, Bodkin has, so maybe some thinking about some text, but yeah, it's not looking good. But also the Mangadai board has been drawn over here. Get some paladins into this eco. Your only army is these 30 men, which are having to run away out of necessity. Sure, you're losing millions of Cavalier Paladin, but yeah, Emu calls it. Yeah, GG. Yeah, Paladin Hab. I mean, Habs are your Habs are useless, but I mean, they're good for raiding, they're good for killing buildings. So yeah, all these Mangadai are in this area here. There's nothing defending this. All these villas are going to die. So that was a good move there by sacrificing pretty much all their useful army just to get some good raids in and get some good treb damage. And then once you get rid of this castle, I think this castle's going down soon, but Emu can't make Mangadai really. One castle Mangadai is not good. One man castle Mangadai when this is your only source of gold is worse. Yeah, ran out of resources. Well, predicted to run out of resources, Emu did. And like the other game where Emu dominated the resources, they ran out of the resource and didn't see these ones back here. Still didn't, only just sees these resources here. Literally, they're brand new scouting of this area of the map. Well, Hostage has seen them. Didn't bother taking them, but seen them. So there we see GG. Archery range are coming in. So you are right, that's some sort of Hussar or Hussar's coming in. So Hussar, maybe Emu was going to Arb Hussar. Hopsy. I don't know how the best ring not watching, but yeah, Hussar's coming in, Brace is coming in for Arb. So Arb Hussar or Scum Hussar was probably coming in at that point, but didn't need to in the end. So there we have a one all draw. I've got another game for this. I'm going to do 2 sets, but at this point I might have to just do the worm because it's 5 o'clock already here. Let me remember do the overlay. I'll just say archery ranges going up. In case you can't read, in case you can't hear or couldn't still. Okay. It's difficult for me to chat and do things. I could just do chat by using my phone in game if you are wanting to have a bit more. If you still can't hear me, so let's look at the stats. Look at the stats on my own on the actual base game there. I mean, I can't really show too much with stats stuff pro, but yeah, that's sort of the big. That was sort of the big engagement, which pretty much made Hostage in a very bad position. Lost all their Cavalier, taking about 20 villas, but lost all their knights. And they lost all their knights at a point now researching Cavalier, which is not sensible decision, but really built up the army back up again. Well, all Emu was able to do is preserve their Mangadai numbers, but lose everything else. So, eco-wise, yeah. Oh, that was 20,000 more resources. That was such a every single resource is in Hostage's favour. The game of resources, both they seem to like their imp plays, and the first one got Ray almost post-imp, to be honest. Got Ray post-imp, Emu dominated the resource front there, and this one got pretty much close to mid-imp, and Hostage had the resource game. So that's that done. That's the first 2 games so far. And then the final game we have is, transport thing ships. Northern Isles. That's the word. Transport thing ships. That well-known map. Transport thing ships. Let's pause it. Northern Isles. Let's look at the Civ draft. Nope, I have not paused it. Pause it. I have not seen the Civ draft. So. Civ draft, where am I? Hostage, Emu Hostage. This is Emu's home map. So let's look at them first. Spanish. It's their second best civ. If they're going for all top 3 civs, Spanish is the clear thing for their home map. Dravidians have such a good dock bonus. It'd be interesting to see if it goes good to him. See if we see some Teresa die with Druidians. I don't know if they have appeared in this super draft yet. Obviously haven't seen it in barely any of the games, but I don't think Druidians have been picked much. I'm sure Zark has the stats and what civs have been picked where. I hope Zark has stats and what civs have been picked there. That'd be amazing to see. Khmer, don't see them. Cumans, don't see them. Bengalis, I mean, I love a Bengali. And Bengali are a naval civ, so maybe they'll pop up. But Spanish, Cannon Galleons, so good. I can see them being so strong in a later game, which Emu seems to like. Bengalis, alright, I'd love to see Bengalis. If the Cumans have a niche so they can do landings, Northern Irish you can land, so. Okay, if Emu is playing Khmer, it could be a Khmer strat. I mean, Khmer can do so much. If it's landing into like landing siege, that could be pain, or even landing into castle drop, fast castle drop landing. Hostages civs. Done Japanese. Persians, stronger docks, could be useful. Italians, a clear naval civ. Malians, such a good hybrid civ, and this is a bit more water than hybrid. But Burmese, no. Malay, such a good such a good naval civ, but maybe for more contested, sort of smaller water. Malay is good for like small contested water, whereas something like Italians are good for open, lots of water. So potentially Italians. If Khmer are coming, what's the best Khmer counter? Persians, they survive. Their docks survive long. Their TC survives long enough to survive pain. Italians can age up quicker and age up cheaper, which means they come out with a good counter for any quick Khmer up times. Malians have camels. Malians are good camels, especially in late imp. That can really put a stop to any Khmer antics. Gabetta are really good against siege as well. They're good against rams. They're good against camels. Yeah, camels are a good idea potentially if you think about Khmer. That's your Persian, Malian camels play, but maybe because Khmer don't like camels too much. Especially Khmer that has to keep landing or has to have some bases. So that's what my vibes. Hopsy's thinking that Emu's going Khmer. So that's I mean I like to see Spanish personally, but if you think Emu has a good Khmer strat, then that's probably more sensible. So let's reveal the things. Remove the overlay. Khmer, you're 100% right, Emu, with Khmer, and a hostage going Persians in return. So Northern Isles. What's good about Northern Isles? Nothing's good about Northern Isles. It has water. It has a transport ship, and you start with a hut. So you don't need to do 2 houses. You only need to do 1 house. As Emu's home map, recognise you only need 1 house. Hostage may not be too familiar as sort of automatically gone for 2 houses as instinctually go 2 houses. That's something that many of us will do. Instinctually go 2 houses. No necessary need. Sort of maybe get the early dock out. Yeah. But hostage has Persian start with more wood though anyway, so it doesn't really make a difference. The extra house hasn't made a difference, but you could have got a whole dock and fishing ship out first. I think. Yeah, you could have got a dock and fishing ship out if you didn't build a second house. So yeah. But yeah, scouting the transport ship, doing some scouting. Emu's been very aggressively scouting the other island. Yeah, always good idea to try and scout your sheep first. There could be somewhere they spawn on the water's edge and could be taken by your opponent. But yeah. None in this case. I think there was one of the ones here, but Emu found them early on. So yeah, Hostage doing a fairly safe scout at their base, scouting for all their things, maybe looking for a good dock position. Definitely would like to see. Persian didn't have to build a second house. I could have gone for a quick dock. I think. I'm not 100% sure in that, but I think Persian started with extra wood. Yeah, start 50 extra wood. That is enough, and fish extra food. So it's enough to have an immediate dock without having to build another house. Because you would have 225 wood, which is perfectly enough for 1 dock, 1 fishing ship. So that would be a wonderful strat. That could be really if you like a strat. If hostages watching this are really thinking like Persians might do quite well on Northern Isles for that strat, immediate dock, such a good strat to have a dock so early on in the game. Anyway, Emu's lowering boars, hostages lowering boars, I think. Yep, lowered boars, getting goats. I mean, Hopsy knows this commerce strat, but if he, I obviously can't hear me, but if he divulged it, he could, but I'm perfectly fine being surprised by it myself. I don't know what he could do. Well, thinking about it, Khmer don't need any prerequisite buildings to age up. That's their thing. Or any particular prerequisite buildings at all. So you don't need a mill to go to feudal age. You don't need a barracks to build a stable. You don't need a blacksmith to build a siege workshop. You don't need, and so on and so forth. So something Khmer's can do is immediate siege workshop play. Yeah, they only start with one boar on this map, I think. I think it's benefit trying to go for the fish. I think it's only a one boar map, this one. I don't think it's real boar. I think you just only start with one boar. That's why Emu's pushing in the deer. If you're reading this back hostage, yeah, that's why I think it's a single boar map, as far as I can tell by the resource gem. It's forces you to go early fish. But you could have. Oh no, Emu has a second boar here. Okay, where's hostage's second boar? Where is it? So I'm going to pause the game just for a sec. There's a boar somewhere. Where is this boar? How do I get to it? There. Okay, it's that boar. Okay, where's hostage's second boar? Okay, it's a bug map. Okay, that does not help. Bug map. I thought it was a single boar game, but no, there's two boars, just the hostage doesn't have a second boar. That is very unfortunate. It's difficult to also see it as well. I don't know how the readable is, because obviously you want to be able to read in 4 minutes, but if you have missing resources and you don't notice it in time, what happens? That's the big question. What happens when you can't see all the resources? Yeah, that's very unfortunate for Hostage. Doesn't get second boar, can't age up as quickly, but already got 3 fishing ships compared to Emu's 2, so... Also gone for the very aggressive forward dock, rather than Emu's safe back dock. So, yeah, going loom... has to finicky their way into, has to resource drop their way into feudal age. Khmer's not up, so that just jumped at me as a fast castle strat. Never mind, they've just gone for loom. Maybe a fast feudal strat. I do not know at this stage. Difficult with hybrid maps, but they're transporting. What are they transporting? 1 scout. I mean, what just 1 scout? I mean, this is Emu's like really good commerce strat, but 1 scout is like big signs that, hi, I'm going to land you imminently. Be ready for it. So I don't love this strat by Emu to already if hostage accidentally sees it. Sees the scout. It's a telltale sign that you're being landed imminently. So it's interesting. I find interesting that Emu was later up to feudal age. I thought Khmer would be much easier, but obviously, though you don't need the prerequisite buildings, you sort of have to do them because you need a dock for your fishing. You need a lumber camp. You're probably going to get a millennium. That's 3 prereqs. You don't really need them more. But yeah, Khmer farm, you don't need a mill to be near them. You don't need a mill to build them. Another prerequisite building you don't need. Khmer can also hop into houses. That bonus won't really pop up on this map because I don't think you see an aggression. But yeah, if Hostage is smart, they've seen the scout. Yeah, they've seen the scout. They know a landing's coming. What does that mean? Barracks, but a barracks at home. Outposts. Outposts are good too. Second dock, interesting. Don't know about second dock, but also you're already into feudal age. This scout is not going to last for long. Hot Emu's lost their scout, but Vills are coming. Sorry, rephrase that. Vil is coming. But yeah, you definitely. I think you're going to be landing. You need some sort of military. You need a defensive. You need a barracks at home. You can't just think about going on water. Bit too late as well. Will Hostage see the transport ship? Ooh, that was lucky. Didn't quite see it. Maybe Emu strat's going to work. Oh, Castle Age's already in. Okay, Emu was going fast castle. Come on, fast castle. How does Hostage stop this? What's going to come up? Is it going to be a stable? Is it going to be a siege workshop? Probably a siege workshop. I should have douched. Maybe. You could do that. It's difficult to get. You can only transfer 5 vills at a time, so it's a lot of idling time. What is this? Stable. Knights. Knight play, potentially. Can Persian stop knights? Yes. Can hostage stop knights in this instance? No. No barracks. Not even thinking about barracks. Not even thinking about, like, maybe, what if they send a veer? What if they landed? Not even, has it even crossed their mind? And also Emu saves a scout. No, wait, no, not even think about it. Also, landing over here has forced hostage to think prior to this bit, but yeah. Emu's landed here instead. Is this a barracks? No. Okay, hostage is sort of blundering themselves the game. Not building any sort of... Found the fish though. That's gonna hurt Emu's food generation. But yeah, already gone for... Now comes the siege workshop. Gone for the market. Yeah. Yeah, I think he was going to win this one. I think it's already GG. It's very silly not to build any sort of military presence on this map, or any sort of land military presence. Let's see, the first knight's on the play. Hostage just sees it. Hostage quick walls in the Goldvilles. Quick walls in the Goldvilles. Doesn't lose any vills, but this is a big sign that you're going to die very, very soon. What mangonel we see? Okay, mangonel works. Yeah, I think this game's going to be over soon. I don't see what Hostage can do. Hostage could have done a lot of this. They could have made a barracks. They could have made a stable. They could have been making scouts, spears, anything to stop these knights. I mean, castle's probably the right move. Castle could be a good move to get to it earlier, but obviously, you're not going to get there anytime soon. Doesn't have the resources. Having to sell. I mean, sell the stone at this point. You're not getting there naturally. Okay, you are getting there naturally. Then click up. Why can't you click up? Hasn't got the bird. Hasn't got a blacksmith. Can't click up. It's not hostage day. There's a hole in the wood line. All the wood bills are dying. GG scored. Game over. Yep. Didn't have the second building to go to Castle Age. Didn't have any military. On land, just went for ships. Yep. I mean, it's an efficient strat. I'll give you that. It's efficient. Makes my life as a caster much easier. I don't have to go through dinner. But I won't be able to cast other game. I was casting Eleanor in the next level, so I won't be able to cast that. But yep. It's a long set. Emu wins this strat. They must have, if they've done it before, if Hopsy knows about it, they've done it before. It works. I think Commerce is like a bandit pick. Not people pick Khmer particularly highly in their drafts, but it's such a good and really aggressive. It's such an aggressive civ because it can go up so quickly with very quick buildings. Yep. There wasn't much else you could do at this point. They went for the fierce aggression, but because Emu safe dark, Emu didn't care about food. By the time they didn't honestly, with the two boars, and I mean, Hostage very unlucky with this generation. Didn't get the second boar. That probably cost them the game, only having one boar, to be honest. They needed to bide their way up to Castle Age with extra food. They could have got there much quicker. They could have got a fast castle going. It could have rivaled the time of could have got it by the time the siege workshop was at, and whether the first night was at, could be on the way enough to Castle Age that they didn't need to have to. They could just focus on defense for a while and then build some stables and build some camels and scouts, or even just have some scouts to deal with the siege and just deal with the knights. Hello, Jewel. You're a bit late. I'm finishing the cast. But if you think about them, yep, hello. So, yeah. Hostage was very unlucky not to get the second ball in the generation. I don't know what the rule is for reing, because obviously you can read within 4 minutes any time you're choosing. If you just don't get the resources, if you have got bug resource, I feel like you should be able to read it no matter what, to be honest, because some resources you just can't see in time. Maybe you should be able to see the second boar. But if you try and look for the boar, if you think, because it could be behind a wood line. On Northern Isles, the boars aren't particularly close. So it could take more than time. Perhaps like it could be like here behind a wood line. You wouldn't know it for at least 5 minutes, 6 minutes. I think it's very unfortunate, and I don't know if it's very. It probably may have costed the game, may have tilted Hostage a bit, not having the second ball. Was there any chat in the game after? Nope, there was no chat in the game after, I don't think. So yeah, if it's very tilted hostage not having the second board like on the back foot, and then you just see the knights and the siege watch like I don't have no chance. The game made me lose the map. It's probably a valid thing to say here. Just the map generation lost by map generation, or in their view. Obviously, this commercial route is amazing and it's so quick, and it's so effective. It'd be difficult what hostage could do. Obviously, the TC could survive long enough. I mean, Boo said you could douche. Yep, you could douche. I mean, maybe that would be fine. It's probably because you only can send 5 vills at a time, so you have to send 5 vills, probably another 5 vills just to 10 to get the douche, without being spotted by the transport ship or by the scout or by a vill getting the bore. With your scout as well, so maybe 9 vills in your own scout, and then find somewhere sensible to douche. Because douching here doesn't really kills a TC, but doesn't really douche a resource. Doesn't take the berry, it doesn't take a woodline, doesn't take the gold. You have to make sure you know which resources are good, something like here or something like here, and not be spotted. And this elo, I think people can just react to a douche quite well, to be honest. They could well, to ignore it. On an island might be difficult. There are very little places to run, but I feel like it's enough. There's enough resources you start off with, enough gold, and stone and wood, because all your resources on your home island, enough of your resources on your home island. You have dock as well to fish back. I don't think douching will be too effective. You need to find the ideal place really quickly to douche from, because counter landings could exist. Transport ships exist on the other side. You could lose your entire eco on the back. Maybe a full 15 vil doing all your vil. Just contest the island. Team Island. What's Northern Island? It's just basically a culture on land, right? It's basically like, what is it, narrowed down to, but you both end up being on the same side. That sort of vibes. That could have been a play, but obviously, if you're trying to relocate yourself to the other island, that's going to be tricky to actually take the lead in that, because you're just sacrificing so much idle time. But anyway, we have 2-1, Emu wins. This was in round 3 of the Swiss. So apparently this one was that Emu wanted to cast, maybe because the first 2 games are really close and really good. Maybe because Emu wanted to brag about this strat. I think maybe the latter was the case. Emu wanted to brag about this strat, rather than actually 15-minute victories. Don't see many of those. So yeah, maybe Emu wanted to brag. That's why he didn't want me to cast the set in round 4. So there we have it. A set in Group 6. Emu versus Hostage. Don't know what that means for challenging purposes, but yeah, I don't know what that means for challenging purposes. Someone goes through, someone doesn't go through. I was going to cast next level Eleanor, but I'm not going to have time to at this rate, to be honest. That's sad. It's already a 2-hour stream, so it's a long set. Not going to be able to cast. Obviously, some people are popping in saying hi, but sadly, it is to finish this duel. So thanks for coming. I think it's just Jewel who's left of people I know of. So thanks for coming, and bye, and I'll just end the stream. I'll cast Eleanor and next level at some point, but it won't be today. Maybe Thursday. Maybe other games pop up as well that I can cast. So bye.